Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you step-by-step full makeup tutorial. The first thing to do was to cleanse my face, which I just did, and I'm using a setting spray from Kiss Beauty to set her face and also go on with moisturizer from Blossom to moisturize her skin. You know why I use the setting spray was to awaken our skin to accept other products, and I'm going on with my primer from Rimmel to prime our face, to pluck up those pores that might have been opened, and it also helps to smoothen up the face for easy blending of foundation. And I'm going on with my setting spray to lock up all that I have applied. I'm going on with moisturizer and foundation from Kiss Beauty in Milkshake and V Chestnut, and I'm just going to apply them with my brush and also go on with the beauty blender. And you guys will notice that the beauty blender has just refused to blend the foundation. I didn't know what was wrong because this is not my first time using the beauty blender. I had to move on with using a small brush to spread the foundation. And usually I don't usually apply my foundation first of all with a brush before applying. I guess that was what went wrong, and I had to just use a foundation brush. There are some skins, I feel like there are some skins do not actually accept beauty blender, because I tried using another beauty blender, same thing happened. I had to just concluded on using foundation brush, and I'm going on with this foundation to contour a side bone, right, and also contour the forehead. And also I'm going to be using that for the nose as well, to contour the nose. I'm moving on with my cream blush. I wanted a soft orange, and I'm also going to be going on with concealer, elegant concealer in Fawn and Warm Honey. Applying the, like, something that it seems to be lighter on the outer part, to be darker on the outer part and lighter on the inner part. And I'm just going to spray and wait a while for it to get tacky, and then blend. I'm going to be blending softly. Even on this part, I noticed that the beauty blender still refused to work. I had to move on with my blending with a brush, and I still refuse to. I'm like, no, I have to get this thing done because I'm used to using beauty blender, and I also moved on with using the beauty blender. And here I noticed that I think it's cooperating, it's doing the work, because yeah, I need to use beauty blender to actually blend that concealer. Then first of all, I'm going to be blending the outer part of the concealer and move into the inner part. I'm going to move on to the other side to blend before coming to the inner part, because I still wanted the inner part to get tacky before blending. Now I can go into blend. So after blending the whole concealer, I'm going to be going on with this powder from Sheer Moisture to set the under eye. I love this process so much. It came out so beautiful. Using this powder puff, triangle powder puff, has been really helpful, and it has been doing the work. Like, I love this aspect, this new hack in makeup. I love it. So you just carefully pick your powder and set the concealer. You don't want to have your concealer becoming creasy afterwards, so you just have to like set it after blending. Set every part that you have your concealer, right? Carefully place the powder under the eye and set so well. And I'm also going to like take the powder down to the corner of the nose to make sure that, the corner of the nose is usually oily, so you have to make sure that you set. So I'm going to be going on with this powder palette from Helly Pride to set the contoured areas. I'm going on with a powder blush. You know we did the cream blush, so we are also going to be using a powder blush to set that cream blush that we did as well. I'm extending the leftover from the brush to the forehead and also the nose. Moving on with this setting spray from Milani to set all that I have done already. And I'm going to be using fan to make sure that it is dry. And I'm going on with my eyebrows right now using this gel liner to set the eyebrows, and also I'll be going on with the powder, the initial powder I used to set the under eye to set the eyebrows. And I think I also used a proper baking powder to set the eyebrows, and I'm also using that to set the under eye because to bake the under eyes, because I'll be going on with my eyeshadow. And you know, once you apply your baking powder, it helps you to be able to like dust off the fallover from your eyeshadow off the under eye. So what have I been saying baking powder? The process, what you do is actually you are baking right now, but you know the product is called setting powder. So you bake the areas that you have highlighted, except this part that I am currently doing. It's called reverse contour. So it's time to do our eyeshadow. I'm going on with an eyeshadow primer from White Clone, Ben 9 White Clone. So, um, as a base for my eyeshadow. So it helps the eyeshadow to stay, to hold the eyeshadow. So that's what primer does. And I'm going on with my translucent color. Applying the translucent color on the crease, then you blend, making sure that there's no demarcation. You blend, and even to the outer parts of the, like, to the corner of the eyes, you blend. So it's time to do like the dark color. So I'm just going to like pick, I'm not going on straight up with a black eyeshadow to contour. So I picked the one that is like not very dark to contour the outer part, and also extend it to the front, and also extend it to the crease. You'll see that it's not totally covering the eyelid. Now I am applying eyeshadow on the eyelid. I'm going on with my dark color of eyeshadow as a base, to serve as a base for my pigment that I'll be applying. So I'm just going to apply and softly blend. Right, I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. Apply on the eyelid and softly blend it to like get to the translucent color to the crease. And you know, so there are no demarcations. Basically, one thing that you want to look out for in your makeup is to ensure that you do not have demarcations, like everything blends together, comes together. Then I'm going on with my pigment glue. Is also, it's a glitter glue. It also works for pigment, so just glue basically. So I just applied on the eyelid, and yeah, I'll wait a while for it to get tacky. Anyway, this other side is already getting tacky, so once I pick out my pigments, and I'll just place it on it. So on this part, the glitter glue is overly dried, so I had to like put another glue to be able to place the pigment. I'm going on with another shade of pigment. At first, when I placed this color, I was like, "Ooh, the colors are contradicting each other." Like I felt like it wasn't helping the eyes to pop, and after all, it came out really beautiful. Right? I hope you are liking it. What do you also think? These are the pigments I used. Moving on to draw the eyebrows using this gel liner from Carrot to outline the eyebrows. For some of us, this part is usually like our best part in makeup. So I'm just going to carefully outline the eyebrows using a very sharp angle brush to draw out the line. Now I'm going to be filling in the stroke with the leftover product on the brush. Except I do not have any, then I'm just going to pick a little and draw out the stroke carefully and fill up what I have drawn. Then we'll be going on to highlight the eyebrows using a concealer. I actually used Early Girl concealer. I think I mixed the Fun and Warm Honey that I used to highlight the under eye to highlight it. So that is the shade I'm using for concealer to highlight the eyebrow. So the goal here is not to clean up that which you have outlined. It's just to make the eyebrows more defining. So you just carefully take your concealer really a bit close to that outline that you have done to make sure that it is sharper, cleaner, and well defined basically. You don't want to ruin your eyebrows with your concealer. Then I'm using this small brush to just blend, like to blend the concealer into the the translucent color, the eyeshadow, so that there are no harsh lines. And also come back to contour the nose because the concealer has actually covered up that which you have contoured. So I'm going to be lining the under eyes with this Carrot gel liner. I like to swatch the product out from the container. Once I swatch it out, that is all I am using. I don't have to like keep dipping in my brush into the container to pick. You are working on eyes and you have to be careful so you don't transfer whatever it is to another person. I'm using this powder and my angle brush to um, define that side of the eyes to have it sharp. Moving on to lipstick, I applied lip gloss to moisturize the lip and also set it with a powder Then I'll be going on with this Blossom lip palette to outline the lip using a dark brown. We are going for a nude lipstick, so I'm going to be outlining it first before applying the nude color. But what I'm doing right here is I'm trying to like extend the lip above the lip line to have the fuller lip shape. That's what we are doing here. And I'm going to blend the outline so we don't have harsh line. Just blend it into the lip so we do not have harsh line before applying the actual nude color in the inner part. So after the whole blending, I'm going to be going on with this angle brush to clean like to have a neater outer part with using my concealer and angle brush, more like leftover concealer on the angle brush. It was so fun filming this with my model. She loved the outcome of the lipstick. She was just blushing, and I did too. I'll be using this powder palette from V Beauty to do the overall powder, dust off the setting powder and also use it as the overall powder. And what I'm doing here is to make sure that I use powder that is at least maybe one shade lighter to our skin color on the um inner parts that I already highlighted, and use a normal powder for the overall powder, and use a powder that is like two shades or one shade darker to our skin color for the contoured areas. Just trying to make sure that you found a balance to all that you have done initially. I'm coming back to use a powder to set that concealer that I used to light and to clean the outer parts of the lip. And aside that, I figured out that the lip wasn't really well defined on the down part, so I had to use a powder to just try to like make it more defining and more pronounced. I'm going on with this setting spray from Nia to set all that has been done, and after that, once it's dry, I will apply my highlighter from Noban Beauty on the cheekbone, and also I'm going to be applying lip gloss on the cheekbone, on basically like the contour and the contoured area and the cheek, the blush, to have that glossy effect. And that's what they do. That's what they do. So what I do is I make use of gloss, lip gloss, and it does the work for me. Other people use other product like Chic Glaze or something, but I use gloss and it does the work for me. Then I'm going on with this Melanie Make It Latte setting spray to to fix all of this that we have done. And we are good to go.